My name's Steve Clark. I played rugby 36 years ago. I was playing Torry Road bus station in East Leeds, playing against Magnet in Airedale at Cass, and I took a 3-on tackle and they snapped my neck. That was it. Just going down wing. I'd been a pain all the way through the game, just annoying folk, and 3 of them hit me and just snapped my neck. So next minute ambulance come. Because we're at Cass, they took me to Ponty. So goes to Ponty A&E, and they literally opened doors. They said, Binderfield spinal injuries, shut doors on me. 10 months in, started moving that finger. I moved a thing, just everything. My hands, as you can see, my hands are a bit, but I manipulate, I keep them moving, do you know. Then things just started, and then I was sat there, my mate come to see me. He came every day, my best mate David, and he came every day from work. And my leg had fell out of the bed, and I just pulled it in. And he says, "You've just pulled your leg," and I said, "What are you on about?" And he says, "You've just pulled your leg into bed." So he got my leg and he put it off at bed, and he says, "Pull it in," and I just pulled it in.
Good life.
I've had a really good life. Yeah, I've slowed me down. That's all it has done. But won't change now. I've got a good lad, good wife, good life. But no, all the things that I'd have done as able-bodied, I think this has put me in a safer place, because as a youth I wasn't right, and even now you can change this, you can't change that, and I feel spot on.
It's strange, but absolutely true. I worked for the Benevolent Fund as such, and I was in the Hunslet office at the time. Somebody wanted some tickets, and I said, "I'm going to the car park, I'll give this lad some tickets." I saw Steve in the disabled bay and engaged in a conversation. How did you deal with your injury? I got it playing sport. What sport was that? Rugby league. And I couldn't believe it. The coincidence of that is like a Euro lottery winner. And he hadn't come across our radar at all. The fact he was so close, being based around Wakefield and Leeds. So I took his details at the time, investigated it. Wow, this is true. Everything, it was just unbelievable. And I believe to this day it was meant to be. I just think there's something a bit special about events sometimes that are just made to be. And we hope we've made an impact on Steve's life. Steve was always has been very positive about life, about his injury, how there's life after his injury. But hopefully with some of the physical things we've done in terms of house development, we've made it a little bit easier. So of all the individuals that ever been involved in the Benevolent Fund, Steve's raised money for the Benevolent Fund as well as being a beneficiary to it. So he's a contributor and is very much part of what we regard as the rugby league family.
Hell of a lot of things. As I said, my tendons on my shoulders, through the sticks, they're gone. They just ache all the time. So I used to push all the time, manual chair, even though my hands don't work, and only thing I've got are my monkey muscles, which is your tricep. So pushing, and I'd make sure I could push where I could, but I couldn't do it anymore. So I got put onto a lad through spinal injuries who about these e-motion wheels, and they're like battery operated wheels. You've got to push it, because if you don't put it in you don't get it out, but what it did was it gave you momentum. So I approached Steve, ball over, over these wheels. And he says, I'll see what I can do. Never promises you, he says, I'll try my hardest. And next minute, he's come through with goods. I've got a chair and the wheels. And I had them for 11 years and I got everywhere. It made my life. I don't use the wheelchair, to be honest, as in day to day. I walk to the car, I drive the car, and this, that, and other. But when you go on holiday, you need it. When you go to a boozer, you need it. When you go out anywhere, you need it. So that chair carried me around for 11 years. And it made my life so easy. Right. 12 months ago, I went up on stair lift, stood up as normal to go to bathroom for a shower, and my leg lifted up like I'd done my hammy. Went to Pinderfields, got an x-ray. The x-ray, the bloke says you broke your leg. Phoned Steve up, because the options were, my son says, look, he's got an house a few miles from here, about 16 mile. He says, I can't, you go down this, I can't race over. He says, you need to come near me. Anyway, went to have a look round, looked to some bungalows. Nah, they haven't got what I'd got, never will have. So we came to the decision, we'll move downstairs. So, got a rough cost of it. I couldn't do it. So, I phoned Steve up, and there's one thing about people now, I'm not a beggar. And I get very embarrassed. I don't get embarrassed about money, because I haven't got any. But I do get embarrassed about having to pull somebody over it. Spoke to Steve. Steve don't make you feel like that. Don't make you feel like you've got to be on your hands and knees for it. And his first words were, what can we do? I says, I don't know. I says, anything. He says, have you got a rough price? I says, I have in my head. I says, but what it could be, I says, I don't know. So he says, right, get a few prices together. Anyway, I got a few prices. I said to Steve that the amount was pretty high. And he just turned around and says, I'll see what I can do. I won't promise that you'll get it all. He says, but I'll see what I do. He says, and I'll speak to the next time I have the meeting. So I says, right. So a couple of days later, he said he spoke to the men at the meeting, the committee, and the turned around and says, go for it. So now I've been able to move into my living room, which we've never used as a living room because we live at the back of the house. And the living room has now turned into a bedroom, which is a big bedroom, and I've got an ensuite which I've had built, but the Benevolent Fund has paid for it, and it's a game changer. I can live here now and die here. This last thing, what they've done for me, it has proper changed, and it means if I've got another 20 years mooching about, and I've got another 10 years on them sticks, happy days.
I still think there's many. We've found in the last 5 years, including Steve's one of 3, who we've found recently. We found a chap who had his injury back in 1981. And we found him by accident. He knew somebody who knew somebody else, and it was Steve's wife who helped us find it. Steve's wife had contacts with external liaison officers at Pinderfields, and we tracked him down, and we found him only last year. So I think the spread, the records at the time, both in the amateur game and the professional game, worked good. They're a lot better now, and the reporting system is a lot better now. And again, people raise money in the short term, then forgot about it. As we were talking about previously, a lot of these teams don't exist anymore. So that umbilical cord that leads you back to the players has gone. But I still think there are a few players out there that may need our help, and we'd be delighted to find them. We don't promise a great deal. What we do is say we're here to help you, and if we can take some of the sharp edges away from you, we will do. And it's great fun being part of a small group of people who enjoy each other's company, can help each other, and you look back on things and thinking, you know, this is a special group of people to be involved with.